Hello, this is my storytelling assignment, and I will be explaining the first event that I went to. So, the first event that I went to was the Lincoln Lodge. It was basically just a comedy show. And the vibe of that show, it was very new to me because I've never experienced anything like that before. Like, I think I've only been to one comedy show before that, which was not even a comedy show really. It was more like before a concert, just an opener, a comedy, something like that. So everything, the whole vibe was different. Like when I got there, it was like dimly lit, and it was just weird, you know. It wasn't something that I was used to at all. And it was like, yeah, sorry, but the vibe was just totally different to me. It was something I've never experienced ever before. And then, well, there was like maybe about 7 speakers, and each speaker had their own style for sure. There was more outgoing people, and there was more like toned down people, but they were still funny, of course. Like, there was this one, I don't know what the name was, I forget, but there was this one that he had like a very low voice, very monotone, that's the word, very monotone voice, and it was like really like, I didn't know where she was going, but like it would be funny where he was going, but it would be funny where like it would go, the joke would go. It was just really funny. But it was just monotone. One person was monotone, and then there was other people that were more like outgoing, more interactive with the crowd, I would say. Like there was this one Indian girl, and I remember like she was really, really outgoing. Like out of everyone there, she was the most outgoing there, and it was just so much energy. It changed the whole vibe. And I remember, well, for me it's negative, but I guess it's funny also because something that happened was she was just in the crowd looking, and then she had said this one line of, she opened it up with, "Where are my short kings at?" And I'm just sitting there regular, not making a face, just smiling, trying to have a good time. And she looks at me dead in my eyes and says, "Oh, you're short." I was like, what are you talking about? So it was just funny to see that. And then she started making jokes about me. It was like, I was like, all right, calm down, but it was fun. So yeah, every speaker had a lot of eye contact. Most speakers had note cards, like little note cards with jokes on them that they would read, but some of them really didn't. There was this one guy that he said he had forgot his note card, so he just was making stuff up on the spot, like interacting with the crowd again. Like he would interact with me, and then Mackie and Miguel that were there with me. He would just interact with us. It would be pretty funny. But like some of them weren't prepared, but they still made a way to fix it. So like, yeah, that's really pretty much the show, but the comedy show. But one way that I can connect that show to public speaking would be really just finding a way to put your personality into things. Like, I know that was a big thing in our speeches, like have us in it. Like, we don't want it to just be reading something. We want, like, I know those speeches, we need like our personality in them. I think that's what makes it a speech, our speech. And it was cool to see each person have their own personality in each segment they did, and it was cool to really see that. And I know for our speeches, it was also, for everyone in our class, it was cool to see each person's personality and how different we all were, but the same. It was just something that was cool for me to see. Also, that even when you're not prepared, to just find a different route and just keep going, because because most of those speakers didn't really have note cards like that. They just went off their mind, and they just kept going. Like that one guy, he didn't have a note card, but he still decided to go, you know, like keep going and go with the show. So it was pretty cool to see that stuff. So I think that would be it for my first event. So thank you. On to my second event. So the second event that I went to, well, it was my online event. It was me looking at a live stream of one of the games that I'm starting to recently play again. But it was on YouTube from a YouTuber named Lachlan. He's from Australia, and I used to watch him when I used to play the game that I'm playing now, like a while ago, which was 2018, 2019. I used to watch him a lot because he used to play the games I used to like to play. But I started watching him. He was the first person I really thought of when I thought of this live stream, because he used to be the person I used to watch live stream of most. So it was really cool to just use him in a assignment like this. But so the game that I saw was Fortnite, and the game still hadn't came out yet. Like a mode of the game still hadn't came out yet. So he was just speaking to the I don't know what you call that, like the chat. Yeah, the chat, and just interacting with people. So it was cool to see that. And I don't know, like his voice in these things, it was very like paced. He had a lot of pace. Like he knew how to pace his voice, because he wasn't just rambling and being kind of annoying. He was he had pace and purpose with what he was saying. So it was kind of like cool to see that, because also in public speaking, we need to have pace and like purpose to what we're saying. It can't be just annoyingness and rambling saying words, you know. But like he connected with the audience a lot. Like every time, like of course he has to with the chat and stuff, but like he would find things to say that most of the audience can relate to, and it would be cool. Like I know in our persuasive speech, that was one thing that was really important, is to connect to the audience or make them feel something, you know. So that's one way I'm relating it to public speaking. And he wasn't really prepared in this. I wouldn't think he's prepared, because most of the stuff he says is really based off the game and his vibe of the game. So that's just, I guess that's just his style of like just not reading off, but like just explaining what he feels of the game, and that's what he's always done. So it's always cool to look at him and see that. I like to get others' point of views of the games and stuff, because it just kind of helps me out in a way sometimes. But yeah, I wouldn't say he's really prepared in any of that. It's just, you know, just going with the flow, basically. Yeah. And let me see something real quick. His body language was very I don't know how to say it, but his body language showed what he was feeling in a way. Because every time he would talk about a certain aspect of a game, it would be like he'd be more excited for something. He'd show it in his body, like his hands especially. Like he'd show, like he was talking about this one aspect of the game. Because the game that was coming out was Lego Fortnite. It's like a collab. So like, okay, just watch it. But he was just talking about this one aspect where you get to build certain things, and it was like you can tell that he was excited, and it was cool to see that, you know. But yeah, so he showed a lot of energy and showed a lot of emotion through his voice and actions and hand gestures and behavior and all that stuff. So yeah, and I know in most of our speeches we needed to show that too. It wasn't just standing up there and talking. We needed to show emotion with what we're saying. Like if I'm standing up, if I was doing a persuasive speech and just standing up there talking, not really showing emotion, I don't think it'd be as like personable, I guess. But yeah, so yeah, that's really it from the live stream that I watched. I had thought of other live streams in mind, but I think this one, I chose this one because it really meant more to me, and I didn't want to do a live stream where I just didn't really have much to talk about. It was more just me looking, things like that. So I'm glad I did it on this live stream because it was really way more personal to me because I've watched them for so long. So yeah, thank you. And I'm now on to my third event. Hello, this is my third event that I went to. So the third event that I went to was this past Sunday at my grandmother's church, St. Aloysius. And I decided I was gonna go earlier, but my grandma told me to wait to go with her because it was like this past Sunday was like for new people, I guess. It was some type of thing new. It was like for new people, like something like that for new people. I don't know. That's what she told me. So, I really don't know. But because when I went there, it didn't seem like it was for new people. It seemed like I needed to know a whole bunch of stuff before I actually went there. But other than that, so the church that I went to was St. Aloysius. It was by my grandma's house, so around Humboldt Park area. And it was just, there was a lot of when the pastor was talking, he used a lot of pauses, like a lot, like I mean a lot. Like I know that's important in speeches and stuff, but like he used a lot, and I don't know if it was an excessive amount of pauses, but I feel like it was a good amount of pauses because it really made you think about the words he was saying. And again, sorry I didn't say this before, but the church was in Spanish. I'm pretty fluent in Spanish. I speak Spanish. I'm Puerto Rican, so it's just like I'm pretty fluent, but like some of the words, some of the things he was saying kind of skated over my head, went through one ear without the other. So some things he said kind of iffy towards me, but other than that, like it was just like listening to the words and then the pauses really made you think about the words he was saying. And if I remember correctly, trying to translate, it was more about like it was really the start of thing. Like it was about Jesus Christ and how he crucified for the sins, but it was talking about that was the main part of it, how he crucified for our sins and stuff. But it was more about how our sins don't meet on this. What is that word? Our sins aren't us, you know what I mean? Like the sins aren't us. Like that's just something we do. Like it was that's basically the gist of the whole mass. But and also like this environment was very new to me because before this I haven't went to church in probably 3-4 years. So it was very, very new to me. Like I used to go when I was very, very young with my grandma to church a lot, but I really didn't go that much, and especially in the past year. So it was just new to me to be in that environment again. So it was just, yeah, really new. But in terms of notes, I would say like not really notes, but he had the Bible in front of him and reading like scriptures. I forget the word. But like, yeah, the scriptures are like the little like 13:5 or something like that. But so yeah, that's basically the notes part of it. And then also it was just he had a lot of emotion. Like a lot. Like every word he said you kind of felt it. Like you felt it, and I really admired that. Like really, really admired that. Like it was, you felt every word he said. Oh, that was also good. And trying to relate it back to public speaking, like again with like the pauses and stuff, he really made you feel the pauses and made you think, and like made you think about each word he was saying, and each word had purpose to what he was saying. So yeah, like that really stood out to me and reminded me of our class, because I was like, yeah, like now I get how important pauses are in speech. It's crazy. But those were the 3 events that I went to, and each event was very different to me, except the live stream that was more comforting. But yeah, those were my 3 events for my storytelling assignment. Thank you. So for this last segment, it is me talking about the class, of course. And to be honest, I really enjoyed this class. Like, this class has really been my favorite all semester. All semester, even my whole past 2 semesters that I've had at this school. Like, this class has been the best class that I went to. At first, when I heard I was taking public speaking, when my counselor told me, oh, just take public speaking, I was like, damn, I'm gonna have to write a whole bunch of speeches, probably, and write them down, write scripts that I need to do, and probably write an essay about a speech or something. And I was just like, I don't want to do it. And in the beginning of this class, I was not really, I hated public speaking. I hated presenting anything. It was just, something I did not like at all. But at the end, now, thinking about it, I wish I can take this class again. Like, it was a really good class. And like, something that I really learned was just how impactful someone's voice can be. Like, sitting through these speeches that I've seen from all my classmates, and even yourself, Nikki, like, they have been like, it's like your words really mean something, and yeah, you have purpose. Like, it's just something new and just something cool to see. But like, something that I'll take away from this class and do outside is everything, basically everything. When I'm talking to people, I gotta be more personable and connect with them. Like, again, with their persuasive speech, like, I gotta connect with them. I gotta connect with people, be more personable, be more outgoing, be more energetic. And and be more extroverted in a way. But also, I'm more of an introvert, but I'll try to be more extroverted now, knowing what I know in this class. Like, this class really helped me to give my personality out there into things I say, and it was really hard sometimes to think of things because I didn't know if I'd be judged or anything. But like, at the end of the day, I did the topics, and like, I wasn't judged or anything. So I felt really comfortable with what I was saying, and I now feel more confident in what I say instead of always overthinking and double thinking what I say. So that's really something that I'll take from this class and use in the world outside. And something that I wish I could know a little more about this class is just how to not be as nervous. Like, before every speech I did, I was so nervous, especially like the award speech or whatever. Yeah, the award speech. Oh my God, I was nervous. Since I was the first one, I was just so nervous. I didn't know if I was gonna do good. I didn't know how like the really layout would be. I don't want to go first ever again on a speech. But like, I didn't know how it was supposed to be. Like, if I went like the second day, I really would have done more theatrics in it. Way more. I think way more. And I probably would have chose a bit another topic other than being late, which I was. And but in all honesty, this class has really been the best class that I've taken throughout my year and a half that I've been at North Park. Like, the best class. The best. So I just want to say thank you, Nikki. And I also want to thank everyone in the class that I was in, because they made it seem way more comfortable and everything like that. And thank you. So yeah, to end it off again, thank you.